rebound taken by Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection.
Cleveland, this is for you.
Come here to cleanse your soul. Yeah, 4-4 and go. That other getting old. We got Sam Ryan time. This is a sports octagon. Sports for forever and beyond. Spending with Sam Ryan time. From the puck to the glove to the pigskins high. Share all of your thoughts, just let it ride. Down the baseline in the bleachers, or you wanna get denied. Yeah, share all of your thoughts, just let it ride. 4-4 and go. Come here to cleanse your soul. Yeah, it's 4-4 and go. Come here to cleanse your soul.
The Browns Super Bowl contenders.
Hey, listen, when we start talking about what wins Super Bowl, we talk about talent. The Browns, they have the talent. They have it.
Ooh, welcome, everybody. 4-4 goal. Oh, wow. 4-4-0 and goal coming at you live from my basement, Tom's office. Yeah, I don't know how he ended up with an office. And Sammy's basement as well. So
that's right, baby.
Pumped up tonight. Great show. Can't wait. And I'm actually super excited because we got some new streaming software we're testing out tonight. So hopefully it goes well. Obviously, everyone knows last show wasn't exactly the greatest towards the end. But
in the words of Jonah Hill, so something not so chill happened.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, that's an understatement. We worked through it. We worked through it, man, and I'm glad that we were able to work through this stuff together, guys.
Yeah,
it's dope.
So great show tonight. I'm pretty pumped about it. We got a lot of stuff going on. Let's see. Obviously, we always start out with COVID, but you guys got anything you want to say before we hit the COVID numbers off the rip?
I am so excited for this trivia call-in feature we're doing tonight.
Yeah.
This call-in feature is like 92.3-esque. Like it's going to be fun.
Yeah, so we have a phone number, which I'm not telling you guys right now because obviously everyone, all 17 of you that are watching currently, will then attempt to call to see just if it's true. But we do. So what we're going to do, we will have a trivia question towards, what is it, right around our first break?
Right after the first break.
Right after the first break, and the first person to call in.
Maybe we should give them the question before the break. That way they have time to think about it.
I don't know, because the question...
It's a tough one.
All right, so we'll give the question before the break, and then once we're back from break, we will have a little call-in segment to see who gets it right. So pretty exciting. It is definitely something new for us that we're just giving a go. But I am pumped that it's going to be, like a radio show-esque type thing. I don't know, something new for me. And Sammy, what are we giving away? We didn't even talk about that. What are you thinking?
So right now it's still the standard. You're going to get to choose between a 4-4-0 and goal mug or a 4-4-0 and goal water bottle, which I actually don't have one next to me.
Wait a minute. No, Sammy, tonight, I thought the giveaway for the trivia winner tonight was the signed picture of you, me, and Ryan in our bathing suits.
That could be a good one.
I thought that's what it was.
I want a harder question
pushing
for
that
one.
back?
Yeah, I want a harder question for that one.
I was just saying, what about a date night with Tom?
No, man. You guys know, Megan. Everyone will die.
After the
Everyone will die.
Obviously, nothing could happen until this weekend, I think, is when the restaurants begin opening. But a nice candlelit dinner outside. I'm thinking around like Briquettes. They got that nice patio outside somewhere in there. Okay. Tom takes someone to a candlelit dinner.
Okay.
If you get the answer right. We'll think about that. Maybe we'll throw that into one of the shows.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down.
That's right.
But they have to sign a waiver in case Megan gets mad, man, because I can't be responsible for that.
Yeah, I can feel that.
You know what? And listen, plug the kid's ears. After 2 glasses of wine, Tom will put out. So
maybe one. Depends on if it's that Australian barefoot or not, because that stuff. Whoo!
You can see what happens after one little pint of a Wild Irish Rose. Let me tell you.
Oh, hey Becky, maybe you'll win. Yeah. Becky, maybe you'll win. If you and me, we'll eat dinner.
She commenting? I don't have it up there. Tomorrow.
Yeah, she's commenting.
Let's see. How come you don't take me out? Let's see. Let me. This is new. All right. So I like that. Again, we're streaming some new software. We're hopefully not as many hiccups as we had last time and the time before. So I like how it pops up.
Hey, can I say what I'm excited about real quick?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Hey, real quick. So, hey guys. So the website is on track to be done. We're looking to debut that by the middle of next week. Okay. We're really excited about the content. You know, Ryan's going to be on it. You know, Sammy and I are main contributors on the blog. We're going to have Nick Billman as a main contributor on there. You guys love when Billman did the draft
Nick
with us.
Billman
That's going to
is working on
great.
a red hot piece of literature right now.
I can't wait.
It is going to be great.
And my fiance Megan, she made a couple new graphics for us. We're going to debut that on the website.
One note, right?
you know, so-
wait, top right hand side, top right hand. I can't get it because I'm on the left, but yeah, no other side. Yeah, there you go, Sammy. Thank
There
you.
we go.
New
I'm real
graphic
excited, guys.
you hooked this up with.
We're evolving.
Yes.
It's going to be really cool.
So thank you
Can't
guys,
wait.
everyone.
You
for
didn't
watching.
invent evolution. Derwin did.
Yeah, he did. But hey,
Oh,
remember, you don't own
Andy
space. Asaw does.
Andy Reid asked if Billman. I'm assuming this is towards Billman. If it's a sequel to 50 Shades, it could be. We, I truly don't know where it's going to take us to. It's going to be very interesting, though. I will tell you
80
that.
Shades
I can
of
tell
Red
you the
with Nick
stuff I put
Billman.
on that website is going to be just like here. It's going to be red hot and full of emotion. I'm going to write half of it in caps.
Yeah, you're gonna see my $100,000 in debt to English literature really come out in this. It's gonna be perfect punctuation and grammatical syntax. It's gonna be poetic in a sense.
Yes.
Look for that.
So this new software is going to be fun.
Software's amazing, dude.
We have a special feature that I think Sammy at some point in time is going to put on display tonight. We're not going to tell anyone about it. I'm not going to tell Tom because Tom doesn't. He kind of knows. He's not ready for what's going to happen when there's a disagreement between the two of them. I'm pumped about that because it's going to be grand.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yes. All right. So let me see if I can do this right. Let's go into. Oh, see, I'm still not doing it right. Banners. Here we go. All right. Hit the COVID number button. Let me share on the screen here. So we're doing a little bit different. Usually we have a video, but no video-esque this time. We're just going to simplify it. I kind of like this myself. Makes my life easier. So in Ashtabula County, this is per Google, just so you guys can see. We've had 212 cases, 26 deaths. This is actually we had was it 199 last time, guys? Do you guys remember by chance?
On Tuesday, it was 199.
Yeah,
Yes,
199. I think 18. So it is a pretty big spike. And to be honest with you, I don't want to put my sister on blast, but she works out at the prison and she's homesick. So honestly, prayers to her. Hopefully everything goes well.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be real. I talked to Sammy earlier about it on the phone. Realistically, what else could it be? I mean, out in the Conneaut prison,
Absolutely, dude.
there's last time we checked, there was 26 cases between the
if it walks like a duck and talks like a duck,
right?
It's probably not a chicken.
One thing I do like to see here, in Ohio, and this is I really kind of like this. I've seen it, but in Ohio itself, we've jumped 471 in a day.
Yep.
Massive,
crazy,
pretty big numbers, and 47 deaths in a day too. So that it's pretty nuts. I guess we'll scroll down real quick too, and then Ohio and the United States, just those are crazy numbers, crazy. What was China? Does anyone remember what China they were capping at? I know I don't want to.
The problem is with China, it doesn't matter what they say; they haven't been true since the beginning. They're basically like John Lovett's character on Saturday Night Live. The liar.
Oh gosh,
nice.
How's that for a pop culture reference?
Right,
dude. I love it. Oh my gosh, John Lovitz is great.
Look at that. We even got the worldwide cases. So I mean, there's a great indication of how much of it is in the United States. Look at the confirmed versus the worldwide. I mean, that is what a quarter of all the cases are in the United States itself. It's pretty.
If all else fails, you can take your AR and go to the state house and, if you protest the virus, it'll go away. So
Right. Exactly.
Rocket appliances.
you can actually shoot the virus. I saw it one time on Xbox. It happened. It was an Easter egg for Call of Duty. Stupidest thing ever.
It's not rocket appliances, Sammy.
No.
If you believe it, it'll happen. So
So anywho, let's see if I can do this right. Pop that off the screen. Go back to normal. I'm going to click the next one that's part of our agenda. So this weekend, or is it? No, I'm sorry. Restaurants are opening. Let me just read it from there.
Tomorrow, there, buddy.
Weekend are opening on the 31st. Daycares. So I know we talked last show. We had quite a few people chime in on daycares that were already going, but I'm guessing that this is full fledged. Why not full fledged?
No. This is exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Daycare's open at a limited capacity. So children under school age, which are 4 and below, still only 6 kids per class. School age children are allowed to have up to 9, depending on the square footage of the room.
Okay.
So that's the 31st. They're open with restrictions. And basically what you have to think to yourself is, and this goes for gyms too that are opening. Gyms opening up on the 26th, along with campgrounds. There's already a problem with that. So everybody has moaned and groaned and pissed and moaned about getting open. So picture this. Right now, you are not running your business. Okay. Your business might be making $0, but it is costing you $0 right now, or just running fees. If whatever the cost is very minimal. So now imagine you are a gym owner and you have to bring back your staff. Now you have to pay your staff as well as run the gym for numbers that are going to be significantly lower. Because guess what?
Right.
If you think everybody's just going to run back with open arms, there are some people who are going to, but it's not going to be as many as before. So there's already going to be a financial loss. And then you have to run the business and pay people. Same thing is going to happen with daycares. You know what you can look forward to daycares? As I know daycare is super cheap right now. Me being super sarcastic. It's incredibly, incredibly expensive. Those prices are going to go through the roof.
I have to shout this out. My mother actually said stop, and I'm not sure what we're stopping, but I am very proud of her that she is involved in the conversation. So thank you so much, Mom, for that. And that's Lori Cole right there.
Lori,
we want to get you on here as a guest one day. Whenever you're ready, all you got to do is give me the ring, and we can set you up. It's no big deal. So we know.
I have so many questions for her. I have so many questions for her.
So you said daycares are going to be 6 to a room. And
daycare for toddler age up to school. On a 6 to a room.
And then do I see up to school? Okay, and then 9 to a room at school age, correct?
For school age, depending on square footage.
Okay. And there's a lot that goes into that. Then it's not just a clear cut thing.
Well, they said like that gyms might be held up to like 1,000 square, one person per 1,000 square per 1,000 square feet. So that's like 5 people in your regular gym.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're going to run a full capacity gym with 5 people in there.
Hey, man. That's
right. Sorry, I'm reading.
That's nuts when you think about the logistics involved, man. Like just the sheer logistical. I mean, how are they going to be able to keep their business viable with only that going on? You know what I mean?
Not.
Like
They're
exactly. And it's a sad state of affairs.
You know the old adage to cutting your nose off to spite your face. That's what we're doing here.
Right.
People are cutting their nose off to spite the face of society. Because society wants everybody to remain closed until this is under control. And they're like, nope, not going to do it. Open it up.
Nope.
I don't care that I'm filing bankruptcy in November.
So Donnie does ask a good question. Well, I think it's more of a statement, but aren't doctors and such forced to put down someone died of COVID, even if the case was something else? I don't think. No. I mean, I was just saying they have a true and tried way of testing to say it is COVID-19.
No.
So
Let me,
I would say no to that.
There is credence to that, though, because I have heard that. But
Right.
again,
Let
that could be
me-
just rumors.
Let me explain to everybody who is watching, because I want to clarify this so I don't have to keep dispelling this myth on
Okay.
everybody's Facebook statuses.
You do it
When
so well.
somebody dies in a hospital setting and an autopsy is required or a cause of death is required.
Mhm.
Life isn't like the Magic School Bus. They don't shrink down and Miss Frizzle takes them through their body so they can find out which cell stopped working first.
The reference to that.
Okay?
Carlos.
What you have to do is you have to take all of the data that you have and you have to put together an answer that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
So if you have COVID, if you have tested positive for COVID and you have died from something that is related to COVID, then that's what you died from. So in January, before they knew that COVID was overtaking here and were testing for it, when you walked into the hospital and on Friday you came in with flu-like symptoms and on Sunday they're calling your mother because they need the next of kin, they have to look at what caused that. And at that time, it would have been the flu. So they would rule that a flu-related death. That's how doctors determine how you've died. Okay.
Okay.
COVID doesn't have a drug rep sitting in the coroner's office or sitting in ERs with a big stack of cash going, yeah, I know that guy got shot in the head, but if you throw Corona on that, guess
There you
what?
go.
God, I
baby?
shouldn't be laughing.
First
but
round
that's
is on
just-
me. That's just not how it goes, okay?
Right.
Doctors are doing their very best to combat an invisible enemy that they never saw coming. All right?
Absolutely.
COVID is real. COVID is killing people.
Yeah.
Now, are there false positives? Absolutely. Absolutely there are. Just like everything else in life. But
Yeah.
this grandiose conspiracy theory that is going around is ridiculous. And not only is it ridiculous, it's harmful. It's harmful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Understand, understand that you as a person should be held responsible for the information you spread.
Well, I mean, on Facebook itself, there's been plenty of you'll see what someone puts on there, and then it will have a gray screen in front of it saying "fact checked by Facebook." This is false information.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting. I don't know.
You know what? I'm going to
how
unveil it right now. I'm going to unveil it right now.
What do you unveil?
So, I'm going to unveil it right now. Hold
Oh
on.
boy,
Hold the line.
here we go. Are you?
Love isn't always on time.
I'm confused on what's about to happen. So Sammy's thrown more screwballs into this last two shows than I have the past month and a half, but it's fine. I get it.
Ask me if doctors are lying about COVID.
Are doctors
Oh.
lying about COVID?
There it is. There it is.
Oh my gosh.
I hate you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the answer.
So Donnie said, I don't know if it'll bring everything up. Yeah, so only reason why I asked because I had a friend who personally said that someone had a bad respiratory and was never tested for COVID, and that patient ended up dying, and she was told put down COVID. Oh, okay, who knows?
Yeah,
But I was
I
curious.
think there's a ton of anecdotal evidence going around like that, and that very well may be the case. Testing supplies are extremely limited. So here's what you have to ask yourself as a society for something that is a limit where if you have a limited amount of testing supplies, do you waste that test on somebody who is dead? Or do you test the live person and use, evidentiary evidence, a bunch of evidence to try and say what that cause of death was? The answer is you use all the evidence and you test the live person. Because unfortunately, as cold as this seems, you treat the people who are alive.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
So it's not just, that's one of the most common things going around right now is that, doctors are getting BMWs for saying it's a COVID related death. No, they're not.
Well, I mean, the truth we figured out was if they come into the hospital and they're on COVID, I've heard that it's a $3,000 kickback.
Mhm.
And then what is it? If they go on a respirator, it is $12,000, correct?
Okay.
So,
So-
I'm not
I'm not sure what happened to
co-signing.
Tom.
Yeah, I don't know. He must have hit his video
I'm here.
button.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Listen,
It was
so
an
Ryan,
accident.
here you want to know how life always has checks and balances? Do you know what the checks and balances are on that? So, if you work for Aetna and Tom works for Blue Cross Blue Shield and I am Ashtabula County Medical Center and I get both of you guys, one of your insurance holders comes to my hospital and I send you a bill for COVID related care. And I want all that extra money to be paid from by you guys because that's where the money ultimately comes from. Or Medicare, which is even better. There's this beautiful thing called an audit. And if you get caught up in an audit, kiss your ass goodbye, buddy, because you'll never recover.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, like I
absolutely.
said, that's just what I've heard. And I just popped up. This is from, I do believe, the Ohio Department of Health, if I recall right. But indoor, just validating some of our statements so everyone doesn't think that we're just talking out of our what. But, in the indoor dining on the 21st coming up, that's going to be really interesting, the indoor dining. I keep hearing people they're going to have like plastic shower curtains up between different booths or tables, whatever
I'm
it may
telling
be.
you, my number one worry about this reopen is the fact that people are just not going to go. And now you're running a full blown business without making money. And how long can you do that for? And thank you, Notorious B.O.B. Bob Bellman agrees with me.
Way to go, Bob. So some news. I won't call it official, but I do have my connections with the
You got an
Asheville-
inside scooper here,
right?
Bob.
The inside scoop. I won't call it official, but I did talk to someone that does have a lot to do with the Asheville Little League. As of right now, it's pretty much a full go. I don't know how they're going to work it, but it is going to be. We will have Little League baseball coming up. We're waiting for the criteria set by, I would imagine, DeWine and everyone else, the state of Ohio, that says this is how we have to do it. But what I'm being told is that Little League baseball will be played this year. And I know a lot of the concerns I've seen and I've read is, I want my refund and all that. So and hopefully you didn't get a refund yet, because if you did, I don't know how that's going to work I don't know if you can buy back in to let your kid play, but
I'm sure because they're going to be desperate.
Right. I was going to say, me and Sammy were actually talking earlier, and it should be pretty interesting to see how many parents, how many parents allow their kids to play. Myself, I coached T-ball last year for my 5. Well, he's 6 now, but he was 5 then. This year we're going into coach pitch, which I'm really excited about. I love baseball. But I don't
for the team, Dorn.
Right. I don't know how it's going to work. I mean, keeping 6-year-olds at a 6-foot space.
Don't give me any of this
right.
away shit.
Right.
That's why I'm not allowed to coach T-ball anymore.
Right. And, I'm not really sure how it's going to work keeping kids away from each other. I don't know if they're going to limit the amount of kids per team.
Listen, little kids have never practiced social distancing ever in life.
No, right. That's what I mean. I just don't know how it's going to work. Now, I could see you get into the majors. I think as in the majors, you're 11, 12 years old. And then after majors, you're in juniors, and then you go into the Pony League, and then you're playing high school ball, however it works out. I could see them being able to restrict themselves, not being in the dugout, being 6 feet away behind a
that's what I'm
fence.
wondering. How is that going to work?
Right.
Dugouts are not made to have distance in between.
No.
It is
No,
literally, most dugouts are probably 20 to 25 foot long by 5 foot deep, not even 5, probably 4 foot deep. You know what I mean? It's made to hold 11 kids or 11 to 12 kids this far apart and hang their bags off the fence. That's all.
Yeah, and how do you do that? Because you can't have people on top of each other.
Right.
So do you do time slots for games where, only 2 teams are allowed at the field at a time?
I love Danny Reed's comment. Like he said, it's completely off topic, but Sammy Torres once paid him $5 for a Coors Light. The fact that you took advantage of him in that way, I think I like you. I think you're a good man. Anyway,
That's absolutely
Yeah,
that is
it's just-
absolutely factual too.
I mean, it's going to be interesting. It really is. I don't know. I mean, I remember the kids last year in T-ball. I mean, most of them playing defense, they used their glove to shovel dirt and throw it at each other.
Yep.
And then it was a rat race.
All
You know,
right.
all 11 kids to the ball
So-
at once, jumping on each other. That is my big concern.
I
Like,
see your
literally.
situation and I raise you a situation.
Okay.
So we run and we get this thing going, okay? Everybody goes out and plays baseball. Your son is playing baseball, and then little Timmy next to him tests positive for COVID. How long is that team done for? Does everybody have to stay home? How do you
Yeah.
clean the dugout? Who's at risk? Your son has asthma. Are you going to put him at risk to play that? These are
Right.
questions you have to ask yourself. How patriotic are you? Are you patriotic enough to sacrifice your kid for a point? I'm not.
No,
Yeah, I
not
mean,
at all.
I
Man.
get it. I get it. It's gonna be, it is gonna be interesting this year. I mean, I'm happy to see it come back by all means.
Not to mention,
it's
and
great.
sorry to cut
but
you off, but
No,
the
you're
way
right.
it's presenting in kids is through a Kawasaki disease like
Mhm.
presentation. So if you don't know what Kawasaki disease is, you should look that up because that's really nice. It's really a pretty disease for your kid to get through.
Yeah, it's not great.
What? Yeah.
I'll
So
tell you
speaking of that, let me get rid of this. Move from stream. Speaking of that, I think Chelsea is the one. Chelsea Jones. I don't know if she's still watching with us, but I think she put something on Facebook in regards to, I think, that Kawasaki disease in aspects of like how it affects children and the respiratory symptoms and everything else. I don't know. Do you guys know anything? I mean, obviously Sammy knows something about the Kawasaki disease, but
It's
how
a disease of inflammation.
right.
So
But how does that
inflammation
coincide
throughout the
with?
body.
How does that coincide with COVID?
So that's what they don't understand is the kids that are showing this incredibly rare disease. Incredibly rare is the key on here. And then they have this new onslaught of it. And then they're like, oh shit, well, we should go ahead and test these kids for COVID. Oh man, they do have COVID. But you know what everybody else is gonna say? It's all a conspiracy.
We're getting there.
It's all a
Ray,
spirit.
we're getting there, Ray. Don't worry. We got you. It's always part of the beginning of the show. We got a good show lined up though. But yeah, I mean that is interesting, and even my wife talked to me about it a little bit about how it's affecting children, because when this whole epidemic started, their baseline was basically saying young kids should never have an issue with it.
Which was something we could hang our hat on.
Right.
Mhm.
So does that mean that, so technically what I've been hearing a lot is that this virus has mutated. So into a different strand. That's what I'm hearing somehow with this Kawasaki and all that. I'm not a professional. I'm just a listener.
So
That's about it.
here's what I want to say about the mutation, and that's absolutely true. Mutation occurs in viruses. That's absolutely true. Mutation is something that you look for through over a period of time. So before I would say that this is a new mutation, which it very well could be, I would probably lean closer to we're just learning about what this thing actually is. Because don't forget, we're in May, and in March, you had the Surgeon General clearly say, we don't understand this disease yet. So they're learning, and new things are going to pop up. You know what I mean? When tuberculosis came around, they didn't understand what was going on with that. When polio came around, they didn't know what was going on with that. They thought it was just, this minor disease that made you, weak. And then they learned more and more. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's a mutation. I will say that we are getting more educated on it. And as in most things medical, the more educated you get on something, the scarier it gets.
Right.
Sure.
So kind of quickly,
Ignorance is not bliss in that regard.
God.
right.
Absolutely.
Right. So, which I'm sure everyone knows. Well, I want to just touch on the campgrounds real quick. So campgrounds will reopen. I did read a post to a specific campground about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I'm not going to name that campground, but what they're saying, I don't know how anyone's going to even go camping. Like, simply, you have to stay on your camping site. Children, I think it was below the age of 17. I don't know where they came up with that number. Maybe it was 18. But if you're considered a child, you're not allowed to leave without your parents by your side. You know, you can't ride bikes. You can't drive around. You can't go swimming. I don't understand. I mean, I know campgrounds are going to open, so someone can have a campfire.
Yeah, like
out back. But
campgrounds, among of all the things, I never thought they should have been closed anyway. Campgrounds are a perfect example of social distancing.
right.
Campgrounds are typically like you and your family on a site, unless you're talking about like holiday, where everybody gets together and for dances and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
if you just have to sacrifice that, as long as you can still go, have a fire and enjoy some outdoor time, like I don't think they ever should have been canceled. I think they should have been restricted, which is where they are now. So like common areas and stuff like that. And you know what? That's another thing that nobody wants to take into account either. Cleaning these places is not free. So getting these high-end industrial cleaners to come in and take care of every porta potty and stuff like that, like that costs money. So, just be mindful of that when you're like, no, open everything. Let's go. Because even though you don't care and you want to be reckless, not everybody is. And enough people are not going to be reckless that there are going to be financial, there's going to be a financial hit because of it.
Right. So, kind of jarring into the next topic here, if I can get it to save and I can populate it up on the screen. It is COVID related, but also going into the sports related. So if Ray, you're still watching, here you go.
Here we are.
Ohio State University versus Oregon is possibly canceled. We were reading the governor. Was it the governor of Oregon?
Yep.
Am I saying that right? Said basically, he doesn't understand how football is going to happen. More than likely, these schools are going to have to cancel. So, I mean, your guys' takes on whether it makes sense to play the game, and two, do they switch? If Oregon's governor is bowing out and saying you can't do it, does Ohio State try to pick up another? What is that? A Pac-12 school, right? Am I saying that?
Yeah.
Yep. So, does Ohio State pick up another Pac-12 school? Just throw them in there, someone, even if it's a lesser one, or if someone else is canceling, maybe they kind of, cross it over and go from there.
Well, yeah, you've got USC and Alabama talking about canceling as well.
Yep.
Because West Coast states who were late to the party are now canceling. Yep. California is at a stay home until July 31st.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not coming. They're going to be a stay home order. They went from being completely lax to probably what people are going to call overboard. I think they're making the right decision. So ultimately, it's going to be up to the governor whether or not these teams can travel outside of the state and then come back and not be quarantined, or whether teams can travel into the state and be quarantined. So, there are some real problems with this because I think what it'll end up being is Oregon will have to take a loss, because Ohio State, if the Ohio State athletic director is smart at all, he's like, oh no, we'll play. Call them on their bluff, because then you can tell the NCAA, we wanted to play. You win that game by forfeit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Still not going to look great for the playoffs, but because obviously that team's going to lose every game. But
if they forfeit, they're going to it's going to be the entire season. If they do not play Ohio State, they're not going to play the entire season.
No, you got to get rid of it.
Right.
Absolutely.
We have a definite possibility that that football doesn't happen this year.
Right.
College for sure there is. I would be surprised if there's high school football. I know my kids have already been kind of primed to the idea of, and we'll talk about this on another show, the 2-day-a-week school week, which I have no idea how that's going to work. But NFL will go off because they're not going to miss a penny. But yeah,
Sure.
I think college has a real shot. I know minor league baseball got canceled for the year.
Yes, it did. Yeah. So what I'm thinking kind of is, if Oregon ends up saying like, hey, we're not comfortable doing this, hey, unfortunately, we're going to have to figure something else out. Like Nick said in the comment section, the Pac-12 may move their season to the spring and only play that schedule. No matter what, unless Ohio State schedules an Alabama or a Clemson or, like West Virginia, a powerful Big 12 school, maybe Ohio State ultimately comes out the loser there because, hey, you're not playing.
That wasn't for you, Tom. Somebody specifically asked.
Yeah, that was for Jennifer.
No, yeah, for sure.
Mhm.
Ohio State comes out the loser in that case because, hey, you didn't play Oregon, who's a good team. So hey, you're not going to the playoffs. And scheduled one of those bigger name teams.
Mhm.
But I think Ryan Day's sitting there right now saying, hey, bring them on. You know what I mean? I think Ryan Day and the athletic department are sitting there kind of chomping at the bit, like, all right, well, let us know. You know what I mean? Because we want to go out and schedule a tough opponent. We've proven that we can play. We need our just desserts as well. So, I really think, Sammy, you don't think that the college football season is going to happen. I kind of don't either, but I do think that if it does happen, it's on schools to put a good product on the field and not just do a half-ass attempt. And the thing
you have
is
to ask yourself, is a championship really a championship if the entire country's not competing for it?
Right.
exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
not to,
And then you have
not
you have the whole thing of, oh, well, Ohio State's the champion. Yeah, but, these schools didn't play. So is it really a championship?
Yeah, you get
what I mean? Like,
right.
yeah, you get the asterisks. And it just gets to the point where, hey, we need to adapt and we need to put a product out on the field. I'll tell you what, I'll be pissed if Ohio State and Oregon cancel and Ohio State ends up playing Northern Illinois. I'd be okay if Ohio State doesn't get to play Oregon and end up playing like Pitt, WVU, Texas, something like that. I'd be fine with that. But God, I want Oregon.
I just don't see how you have a college championship if everybody's
exactly.
not even though the Pac-12 hasn't been a player.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They're not really a player every year. You still have to have them in there.
Yeah, I mean,
for sure.
Another thing to kind of, I guess, transition a little bit because baseball. So baseball is coming back in July 5th. We said last show, or July 4th weekend.
July 4th. Which how much
yeah.
more American can you get?
Right. But
Not much more.
A great question is going to be is whoever wins the World Series this year, will it have an asterisk next to it? Is it going to be? Yeah, you only had to play 82 games to get there. You only played within the division. Yeah, is it going to be like that?
It's funny you say that because that's another point we were going to talk about. I'm going to say no on that, and we're not doing punt or grunt, but I'm punting that because they're already talking about carrying over some of the changes from this year into next season.
year.
Oh, yeah. I got that on deck here. Hold on. Let me hit the button. Just wait a second. Hold on. Oh, and by the way, real quick before we go to there, we forgot to talk, the Grape Jamboree's canceled, which a lot of people know. I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, yeah. No Grape Jamboree. So guess what? If you're going to get wine, go to Lorello's, baby.
You know that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the universal DH
economy.
being proposed for the 2021 season already. So obviously, Tom is going to be very disappointed in this situation. We had a good knockdown, drag-out brawl. Was that 2 nights ago between the two of them? Does Sammy want it? Yep, it's coming. I feel it. Just do it. Just you want to do something ignorant, he's going to. It's fine. But go ahead. Not yet. All right. So Tom, I'm going to let Tom take the stage right now before Sammy goes. Okay. I guess your thoughts, which we kind of know your thoughts, but do you have anything to expand on? Is there something more you would like to chime in about being the DH for the whole 2021 season and beyond?
So, all right. I'm not happy, okay, because I love the strategy involved with having the pitcher late innings and doing the switches and stuff. But I do think it'll be pretty cool if the universal DH becomes a thing for 2021 and then beyond. The strategy that you're going to see employed by front offices to go out and make a play for guys, like extend large contracts to them, and especially like, okay, so a team like Milwaukee, an NL team, could you see Ryan Braun become a DH full time? Like that's gonna shoot up. That's gonna prolong his career. I like Ryan Braun, so I mean, it'll be pretty cool. I mean, I'm not that happy about it, but at the same time, I think there could be some benefits. I mean, just kind of reading it, how they're employing it, it might be pretty cool. I don't know, and the strategy is going to be pretty nice.
Sammy, would you like to parlay?
Well, I love it, and I think we knew that because I have wanted the DH in both leagues. But I do have to say, like, I knew as soon as that came through, this was the face. This is what Tom looked like.
Oh, what is going on?
He was not a happy camper.
Actually, you know what? That's my mood all the time, man. God, I'll praise Jesus, man. Like, God.
No, I think it's a
Easy.
good idea. I think it's both leagues now playing by the same set of rules. I don't think a pitcher from either league now doesn't have the the upper hand in not facing as many talented batters. So I'm sticking with that. The DH is the best way to play baseball, and I'm glad both leagues are going to finally get that together. Now, hopefully,
it's an assumption. It's not guaranteed.
They keep the shorter season too.
Oh,
that would be good
statement,
too.
Cotton. But hey, so here's a question: if you keep the shortened season, do we have to restructure contracts? Because those guys are getting paid for 161 games a year. I don't think it's cool if you were getting paid for 161 games a year. You're going to get paid the same for playing 82. I don't get paid the same amount for selling 10 cars that I do selling 20. Okay, so here's my thing: if I bust my ass to sell 20 and I only get paid on 10, I'm not going to be too happy. You know what I mean?
So, they can try that. You know what I mean?
Really? Yeah.
They can try that because for every owner that is like a Dolan that tries to pull a fast one on that, there'll be an owner like San Diego who's like, yeah, come on here. We'll pay you for the rest of our life.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
We'll give you a Bobby Bonilla
rule. Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, sorry,
right.
Brendan. 162. I apologize.
If Brendan Palm had his choice, they'd be playing
800 games
every
twice
day.
a day. Yeah. Somewhere.
A double header.
Yeah.
He's an educated man.
Give me a beer. I'll watch all day. All right, so we're gonna take a break.
Nope.
Simply put, what do you mean no?
We have to ask the trivia question.
Yes, I understand that, but we're gonna ask the trivia question, then go to a quick break.
Okay.
Which is going to be 2 minutes and 48 seconds, and then we will be back taking the first time ever live phone calls onto the show with the answer to the trivia question. Now, remember, folks, if you've won, don't call in if you won. Sammy knows that you won.
If you have won a prize in the past, you can't win this time. But we're going to ask this trivia question. We're going to give you the phone number. The first person to call in with the correct answer
after the break, right?
After the break is going to win a mug, or a water bottle.
Okay.
So if you call in during the break, no bueno. It has to be
it's not gonna
after the break, and you want to do a countdown like 3, 2, 1, go. First one goes, right? Okay. All right. So let me see if I can get this right. Let's see. Wait, do we do the business of the day first, or
let's do the business of the day first.
All right. So let me bring this up. Here we go, Sammy. I'm gonna let you take the floor with Fleming and Billman.
So today's business of the day is Fleming and Billman Funeral Homes. I have known the Billmans for all of my adult life and most of my junior high life. These are wonderful people. And The loss of a loved one can leave you with a lot of unanswered questions and feelings of stress, anxiety, and grief that makes events difficult to handle. The experienced funeral directors at Fleming and Billman Funeral Directors will guide you through the aspects of the funeral service with compassion, dignity, and respect. Their staff of dedicated professionals is there to assist you in making funeral service arrangements, decisions from types of service, merchandise, funeral flowers, filing paperwork, obituaries, other choices, even time with their therapy dog, who is amazing, by the way. The funeral directors at Fleming and Billman provide individualized funeral services designed to meet the needs of each family. Their honest service and commitment to excellence has served their customers well, and you can rest assured that they can assist you in your time of need with locations in Ashtabula, Jefferson, and Geneva. This is a staple of the community, and they are a group of people that take pride in lifting you up at your lowest point. It's a tough job. They are God's chosen people, funeral directors, because they deal with people, like I said, at their lowest point. So when that time comes, that's who you should probably give a look at. Also, you can talk to them beforehand about, making decisions of what, so they don't have to be made at the end of life. So contact them for any of your funeral direction needs.
So the just so you guys know, not to chime in, Sammy, the one in Ashtabula, their phone number is 440-993-7271. And now this is per Google, so if I said that wrong, I do apologize. They are located on 526 West Prospect, which it's right over there. Is that the
right next to where Ashtabula High School used to be?
It used to be, so by the post office right there. So anytime you guys need something, help, friends or family, whatever it may be, especially in the times we're in right now as it is, like I'm going to briefly talk about it, but my grandmother passed away from COVID, and having the funeral director there to help the way he did, it's a great help. So, all right, so let's get right on in to our trivia question.
Let's see who's going to get the trivia question.
Remember, to the 15 viewers we had, I don't know how many's watching, whatever it is, don't call in until, I'm not going to put the number up until we come back. So here is your trivia question. You are going to see it on the ticker on the bottom of your screen where it says 440 Goal. Like and share. Find us on YouTube. Yes, we're streaming live on YouTube. So here it goes. Name 3 Indians batters to hit 300 home runs during the 1990s. So we're going to give you guys 2 minutes and 48 whole seconds to figure out that answer. When we get back, we will be putting our number up on the screen. The first one to call in.
I don't even think Dean Callender knows this answer.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't. So, all right, 2 minutes, 48-second break. Coming in hot. We'll see you in a minute. 2 minutes, 48 seconds. coming in hot, still from my basement where it's kind of cold, and my mother's messaging me on Facebook. She loves using that Facebook. You know what? A little fun fact. My mother has a cell phone number. I have a cell phone number. She calls me on Facebook Messenger. Don't know why. That's her method of communication, just what she does. And she's still watching right now. So, are you guys ready for the first? Oh, and speaking, look she's calling me on Facebook. Hi, Mom. Hi.
Lori.
How are you doing? I think I'm going to have to wait on your phone call. I'm sorry, Mom. Anywho, I love it. She's going to see it probably like right now. So here's our number. Who's going to be the first caller to call in to win themselves a coffee mug or a water bottle?
I am standing by right now.
Standing by. It's going to be very interesting because two ways this is going to go. It's going to go very awesome because someone's also is calling in, or no one's going to call in and we're going to look like idiots. One of the
That's right. Listen, if they don't call in, we'll continue the show until somebody calls in.
Yep. Let's see. All right. So let's while we're waiting on our first phone call, let's see. Oh yeah, this is a good one. I gotta bring this up.
Why don't you run that trivia question on the ticker below?
Okay.
That way they know what the trivia question is with the phone number.
Yep. I was just gonna say, let me edit this. Give me 1 second, guys. I was gonna say we're gonna get into James Harrison throwing Mike Tomlin under the bus.
Yeah, we got
steamrolling him, boy. Let me actually, while I'm fixing that, let me bring that stuff up real quick.
Jen, you got to call in. You can't do it on here. You got to call in.
You got to call
You'll put
in.
the number up.
Give me 1 second, Jen. Oh, something happened. I had an image up there, but dinging. Who's dinging?
Hold on.
Is there a caller? Let's see. Is that
whoever just called? Try again because your call did not go through.
Let's see. Oh, she was calling me. So yes, little bit of controversy with good old Mike Tomlin and James Harrison. Let me get this image up here so I can put that up there. Open link, a new tab. Sorry, guys. I'm going to just throw this one up here, and then I will fix it the right way, but just so we got something. So simply put, James Harrison was Tomlin under the bus saying he was paid to hurt Muhammad, or is it, say it right for
Massaquoi.
him? Yeah, I know it's Massaquoi. What's his first name?
Muhammad.
So let me get all right, you guys talk about that while I fix the show thing here. Sorry, guys. So it's definitely an interesting situation.
Yeah. That's to say the least.
Sammy, for some reason you're muted. Here, let me help you out. You muted your mic, Sammy.
There we go. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You muted yourself.
Able to hear the caller. So basically, what he said was that he wouldn't say how much, but he did say after he took Massaquoi out of the game, he was given an envelope by Mike Tomlin.
Yes. So very interesting. I mean, does anyone really, not believe that would happen? I mean, it's James Harrison. It's just what it is. Are you getting lit up over there with people chiming in, sending the answers?
I've got nothing coming through.
Yeah.
Nobody's called yet. Nobody's gotten the answer yet. When you call, you're going to be live on air. So
live on air. I can't wait. It's going to be interesting. And maybe we'll give you a little segment part if you want to shout something out. You never know, just depending on what you decide to shout out. Or I'm saying we might have to end the call real quick. So, yeah, James Harrison was paid to hurt Muhammad Massaquoi. And like I said, I mean, it's James Harrison. Let's just be realistic. I mean, he was a beast he was defensive end, if I recall right, for this Pittsburgh Steelers for the most part. Oh, we got a caller. Who is it?
Oh,
hello. What is going on here? Little technical difficulties. I know who that is calling.
Who is it?
Try it again. Try it again, Ricky.
Ricky Deweese.
Rick Deweese. Okay.
Try it again, Rick.
Yep.
Anyway, continue, Rye.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's a beast of a defensive end, played, well, I think, like 15, 16 years in the league.
There we go.
Oh, come on, Ricky, you're killing me.
Michael.
Who's Michael?
Hi, Michael. We got Michael from Perry. Michael from Perry.
Is that Mike Meloragno?
Got a phone call about your vehicle's extended warranty.
Here we go.
Oh!
Here we go.
Yes.
Do you have an answer for the trivia question?
Man, I'm just guessing, but I
Yes.
know Del Ramirez.
So,
home.
So one of those answers is right. Two of those answers are wrong.
green screen him. Green screen that cat.
I gotta go. Bye.
Green screen him, Sammy. Bye. We had one live call. I love it. I love it.
So the trivia question is still up in the air. If you know that answer, call.
Name 3 Indians batters to hit 300 home runs during the 90s. Call into our phone, 440-207-0669.
Nice.
Yeah. You got to get the false thing going, though. Like, put the green screen on, and when someone calls in and they're wrong, you could blast them. So, to the new viewers that just, I think we had about 4 just drop in. Look at the bottom ticker. We have a trivia question. Call in and let us know what your answer is to win either a water bottle or Sammy's personal coffee mug that will be COVID-free by the time you get it.
You'll get a fresh
The date with me at Burkett's off the table.
What's that?
Is the date with me at Burkett's just off the table? Like, are we just gonna act
Well,
like that was never
Remember,
offered?
we want a challenging one for that.
Yeah, we
Oh,
got to have
okay.
something.
I'm not
We're
just
just
gonna
not
give
giving
up
you
my
up like
best
that. Right.
Dude, I
mean, that's
appreciate
just what
that
it
you
is.
value me in that regard. That I'm not just. I appreciate that.
You
guys.
know, you're the bottom. I won't say the second word.
Started from the bottom, now we're you. No one's going to call in. Where's Brendan Palm? He knows this answer.
Whoever that was, with a 862, try it again. Try it again.
Nick
called it didn't go through.
Nick, clarification is 300 for the Indians in the 90s, not played on the Indians during the 90s and had 300 homers during their career. The clarification is had 300 for the Indians during the
1990s. How many Cleveland Indians players hit 300 home runs during the 1990s?
This is getting interesting. I love this. He's a power bottom. Good
Hold
God
on. I'll tell you
almighty.
what we're going to do. Since it seems like people are having trouble getting through, I'm going to call this person.
He said, do you want me to send him a screen invite, Sammy?
Nope. It's calling right now. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. You're on 440 and goal.
Coming in hot.
Who do we got here, Jen?
This is Jen. Call your.
So what's your answer, Coles?
Well, I am guessing Jim Tomey, Manny Ramirez, and Albert Bell.
Green screener.
So
Green screener. Come
that
on.
is, you got one of the 3. One of those 3 is correct. 2 are incorrect. There are 2 other Cleveland Indians players that had it. But don't worry, Coles. I'm going to hook you up with some gear anyway.
No, he's not. He's
Nice.
not going to do it.
Thank you for calling. All right, bye.
All right. So while we're still waiting for more calls, I want
The
to.
trivia question is untouched. Let's go.
Untouched.
I want all these baseball historians.
Right.
Where's Brendan Palm?
Untouched. Yeah,
Where's
where's
Brendan?
Brendan?
Yeah,
Come on.
where's Brendan Palmer?
Where's Dean? Where's
Dean
Brendan?
Callender?
Where's what's his name? Oh gosh, man, where are all the baseball people? Every time we
Where
talk
is Mike
baseball,
Meloragno?
Mike Meloragno,
Yeah, really.
Where is
Mark,
my good friend Mark Roth? AJ Long.
anybody, for the love of everything that's holy, don't be afraid to call in. We don't bite. You get gifts. You know, next week, yep, Dean Callender. Yep, where's Dean?
Uh-oh, we got nope. No Dean Callender yet.
Nope.
Oh boy.
Here we go. All right,
Dean
so
might not know.
I don't think he's watching though. I haven't seen.
He's hiding
name
his
pop.
shame.
So let me pop this one up on the screen because this is an interesting one that I really enjoyed reading about the other day. And that was in 2018, the year of the Dorsey effect. Russell Wilson was rumored, wrong button, to be rumored to first round pick for Russell Wilson. So the trade bait was Russell Wilson for the first round pick, which sincerely would have meant that we would have never gotten Baker Mayfield and would have had Russell Wilson. And me and Sammy have had this debate since last night. I'm going to let Sammy take the floor, even though I don't think I should, but I'm going to let him take the floor on his opinion. Yes, just go ahead. Just go ahead.
So here's the deal with Russell Westbrook.
Russell Wilson, it's fine.
Or Russell, excuse me, with Russell Wilson. First overall, hold on, we got an incoming call.
Here we go.
Call from
Pump Boy.
We got Pump Boy, guys. We got Pump Boy on the line. All right, Pump Boy, what's your answer?
You're live, baby.
All right, I'm going with Bell, Tomey, and Ramirez.
The same answer Jen gave.
Yes.
No. Yeah. Those are, you got one out of the three. One out of those three is correct. Unfortunately,
You get nothing.
You still got to get two more.
You get nothing.
We
Thanks
love you, Pump Boy.
Yeah, thanks for calling in, buddy. How awesome.
Well,
So, I would like to let you know, Sammy, because since you're very intrigued by what's going on right now. So, Russell Wilson to the Browns, I would myself have taken that all day long based off the stats he put up the year prior. Now, obviously, his stats probably wouldn't be maybe as good because of the same reasons that Baker Mayfield had issues. But in 2018, the year Russell Wilson would have came to Cleveland for the Seattle Seahawks, he had a QBR of 110.9, 35 touchdowns, 7 picks, 3,448 yards with a completion percentage of 65.6. A ridiculous number. And I'm pretty sure he made the Pro Bowl that year. So you stated to me last night, and I think Tom co-signed with you on this, that Russell Wilson is probably the most overrated quarterback in the NFL next to Dak Prescott.
I stand by my statement.
And
he
go.
is Dak Prescott.
He is Dak. Exactly.
Dak Prescott is Dak
Exactly.
Prescott. No, he's not. No, he's not. The man put up numbers like it was out of this world, and you're going to say he wasn't that great?
He's
Okay.
Dak Prescott.
Sammy, can I say
QBR
something real quick?
108.
Let me say something before I let Sammy go, because Sammy and I are obviously going to go back and forth on this a little bit, even though we agree. I read an article today that said Russell Wilson went to a few Super Bowls. Russell Wilson is a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield is now and probably would be. But the fact of the matter is Russell Wilson has done and been where the Browns haven't been in years, a Super Bowl. Okay, that's cool. You know who's another quarterback that went to the Super Bowl that a lot of people say was overrated and no good?
Joe Flacco.
No. Well, yeah, but Colin Kaepernick. Russell Wilson and Colin Kaepernick and Dak Prescott are the same quarterback. Yes, Russell Wilson has some pretty impressive stats. So does Dak Prescott. He threw for 4,900 yards last year. But the fact of the matter is, Dak Prescott doesn't win a big game. The fact of the matter is, Russell Wilson doesn't have the I'm just gonna say it because I've been dancing around it the past few weeks, but I'm gonna say it, and this is my one slip up that I'm gonna get, like Sammy got in one of the first couple shows. Russell Wilson doesn't have the testicular fortitude to change the play when he doesn't agree with the coach. When Russell Wilson in the Super Bowl was on the 1 yard line and threw the ball instead of giving it to Marshawn Lynch at the 1 yard line to win the game, he could have damn well done that. You know, he thought about it, but he doesn't have the balls to do it. Russell and Dak are the same quarterback. They're going to be mired in mediocrity for the rest of their careers. And before we get into Baker and Russell, like Sammy, we want to. I just wanted to say, if we're gonna sit here and say, you know, yeah, Colin Kaepernick got to the Super Bowl, but he wasn't that great. Joe Flacco got to the Super Bowl and he's average. You got to say the same about Russell Wilson, man.
I would probably say Colin Kaepernick, except for being out of the league, so maybe not now, but if they're all playing the same amount of time in the league, if Colin Kaepernick doesn't leave the league, Colin Kaepernick's a better quarterback than both of those guys.
I like Colin Kaepernick. I always did. I'm just going with the narrative.
I think Russell Westbrook is going to be the most successful game manager since Kurt Warner. So that's where I put him. Dak Prescott is a game manager too. Do I feel comfortable with the ball in their hands ever? No. Under no circumstances, Russell Wilson is never ever going to be worth a first overall draft pick. I don't care. I don't care.
Not a shot. No, I mean, come on.
But
what is wrong with you?
A case could be made that he's better than Baker ever will be.
Yeah.
Okay. But so yeah, we can make that case. I mean, but in Baker's 2 years in the league, but Russell's what, 8, 9, 10, I don't know, however many years. But I mean, I do believe he was a quarterback MVP or a Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what do you mean? Okay. What do you mean? Okay, just okay.
Okay. I mean
he was the most valuable player in probably the biggest sports event in the United States of America.
Listen, you can take Russell Wilson all you want to. I'll take 16 other quarterbacks over him.
Brendan Palm is on the show, by the way, and I can't believe he hasn't answered the question.
Yeah, what's going on, Mr. Baseball?
Yes.
It's kind of sad. I'm a little upset.
Every show you
in
guys
my
have
opinion.
So Brendan, is my take that he's not
talking
overrated?
about my take.
Yes, that he's overrated. Absolutely. Sorry, I'm reading through. You want to know who? You know who went so? Yeah, right. So I'm reading. Poorly worded question. He said, "Whatever." So Brendan, I mean, so you don't have the answer to the question.
Let me word this better. Okay, name 3 Cleveland Indians batters to hit 300 home runs during the 1990s. So in the 1990s, from 1990 till 1999, there are 3 people who have played on the Cleveland Indians who hit 300 home runs in that timeline. So from 90 to 99, 3 Cleveland Indians have hit 300 home
runs. Who were they?
Wilson is not elite. Wilson is not elite. Wilson is above average on a great when he's at his best.
So I'm reading through, changing this, trying to make it a little
Guys,
bit
I don't
more.
know why, and I'm sorry. I think I'm having some difficulties. My cam keeps stopping, so I just want to apologize. It just keeps doing
As long as
something.
we can get you back, it's fine.
Yes. Thank you, Brendan. Thank you. I totally agree with you, Brendan, that Wilson is elite compared to
Wilson is
probably half the quarterbacks. Half the quarterbacks.
Where are you putting Wilson right now? Is he better than Breeze? Is he better than Brady?
Is he better than Aaron Rodgers?
Is he better? Exactly. Is he better than Rodgers?
I think he's right on par with Rodgers.
Is he better than Ryan?
Yes. Matt Ryan has had 2 down years.
No.
2 down years. Yes, he has. Matt, now I'm going to look at the stats for 2019.
He might not be better than Carr.
Whoa, I wouldn't go that far.
Come on. Let me look at his stats. So Matt Ryan that's very different. Had a QBR of 92.1 through 26 touchdowns and 14 interceptions to Russell Wilson's 35-7 and a QBR of 109.1. So yeah, I mean the stats don't lie.
Okay. again, like I said, you can take him if you want, but he's not better than Breeze. He's not better than Brady. He's not better than Mahomes. He's not better than Jackson. He's not better than.
So he's a top 10 quarterback in
He
the
ain't
league.
better than Deshaun Watson.
He's not better than Deshaun Watson.
He's a top 10 quarterback in the league.
I'd say, you know who he is? He's on par with Dak Prescott and Carson Wentz,
Yep.
and maybe even Jared Goff.
Man, you guys are off your
Kirk
rocker.
Cousins.
Off your rocker.
I'd say Kirk Cousins is a better
off
quarterback
your
than Russell
rocker
Wilson.
in every way, shape, or form to say that.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
would definitely.
Thank you, Marlon. Brendan Paul is saying
Um,
Ryan is better. So, yes, I am better than Sammy. You're right, Brendan. I appreciate that.
Well, I can tell you this. I can tell you this much. The
Thank you, Brendan. Look at the stats. Please. I just said, you don't even look at it. I told you the stats. Come on.
That's great, man. That's great. You can stay stats all you want to. I know.
Right.
I know.
Ricky-
I know what
Ricky
quarterback-
brings up a great point.
If you ignore one,
Right. Yeah, here's even a better one. Thank you, Brendan. 100 touchdowns to 23 picks in the last 3 years.
It's great.
How?
It's great. How's his team doing?
Every year they're playoff bound. Every year.
How's his team doing?
They lost to the ridiculously stacked Kansas City Chiefs last year.
Okay, what happened the year before that?
Or not to them, but
Didn't play the Chiefs last year in the playoffs.
I
Nope.
just corrected myself.
No,
Just
they
relax.
get smoked.
as in better, whatever.
Because
but-
he's a game manager, and they honestly haven't even given him enough pieces to win. So I give him credit for winning with the stuff he has, but he's never taken you over the hump. I got bad news.
No, that time's over. That time is over. And make no mistake,
it's just getting
make no
started.
mistake, when Russell
started.
Wilson was on the
Oh.
Super Bowl team, he was a very good quarterback. But then he loses Doug Baldwin, he loses Marshawn Lynch for a while, and a great quarterback compensates for that. You know who a great quarterback is? Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers has never had the weapons that Russell Wilson was afforded. You can argue Devontae Adams. Yes, you can. You
He's
can
one of the
argue it all day.
Best players
But
in the
Russell
NFL.
Wilson has been afforded weapons before, and they walk. Admittedly, that's not Russell Wilson's fault. But what I'm saying is Aaron Rodgers throws for 5,000 yards, and he has Sammy's twin brother, who he never knew about, 5'2", 110 pounds, catching the football, and he looks like a damn Pro Bowler. He had Jimmy Graham catching the football, and Jimmy Graham was a ghost of his former self, and he still makes it happen. He has no semblance of a run game, and he makes it happen. Russell Wilson has no semblance of a run game for a while, and it showed. It showed
Yeah.
big time.
Right. I mean, I
Russell Wilson can't do a great quarterback can do a lot with less. So I'm not a Tom Brady guy. You guys know that, but I'll always respect Tom Brady because he went from having Randy Moss to Danny Amendola, Wes Welker, and Julian Edelman, and he didn't skip a beat.
you know what?
Aaron Rodgers never had anyone, and he's been great.
Let's transition right into
The hierarchy.
the hierarchy. Let's just do that right now. And the simple fact is,
Okay.
Russell Wilson. Oh, let me see. Can I make this big?
You got to kind of expand it a little, right?
Yeah, I'm working on it here.
Sorry,
Why
for
is it
some
going
reason
that way? I don't know. Let's see. It's not okay. So the biggest I can make it is right about there. So that is what it is. So let me just point out Russell Wilson on the 5 tiers of quarterbacks. Russell Wilson is right here, tier 5, which I can respect that. Also with Ben Roethlisberger, Troy Aikman, Jim Kelly, some of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. So,
Okay.
and you guys are trying to tell me that he's not a great quarterback. Would you rather have him? Okay, Baker Mayfield or him?
Is neither an option?
No,
Yeah.
it's an option. You got to
If
pick
it's
one.
Baker Mayfield or him, then obviously you'd be a fool to not choose Russell Wilson.
And why would you be a fool?
Because Baker Mayfield right now doesn't appear to that he's going to turn into anything.
If Russell Wilson was on the Cleveland Browns right now, are they playoff AFC championship bound, somewhere in that ballpark area?
I would say they're contending, but that wasn't the question. What Sammy and I are arguing, or not arguing, but kind of in agreement on, first round pick for Russell Wilson. He's not a first round pick caliber quarterback. You don't trade your future for Russell Wilson. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm getting at. A transcendent quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Patty Mahomes, I'm trading my first overall pick for. But it ain't Russell Wilson, dude. That it just isn't.
No.
I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable in the tier 5 listing Russell Wilson. I absolutely am. 100%. Absolutely. Because Russell Wilson is a good quarterback. I'm not saying Dak Prescott isn't a good quarterback. That's a good comparison. A lot of other players wish they were Dak Prescott or Russell Wilson.
I just don't understand how you guys can say he's overrated with the numbers he's putting up.
Well, let's see. He had the best running back in football the year that they go to the Super Bowl. They relied heavily on him at that point.
They had one of the best offensive line football ever saw.
Yep,
So,
and not to mention,
wait, you're mad at him because the Seattle Seahawks put people around him to win.
After that. He's not a bad quarterback. He's not bad. I'm not saying
that's not what we're saying.
He's just not elite.
Correct. He's not top 5 category.
I wouldn't even have him on tier 5.
I'm comfortable with him on tier 5.
All right, so let's run through this quarterback hierarchy. And don't forget, everybody, we are still waiting on someone to answer the question.
Listen, nobody seems to understand. So take that ticker off because there is a question, okay? The 3 players have played on the Indians team. There are 11 total major league batters to hit 300 home runs in that given time period. There are 11 total. 3 of those 11 have played on the Indians team at some time or another. But there are only 11 people that from 1990 to 1999 hit 300 home runs.
3 of them were on the Indians.
Have been on the Indians. Not necessarily hit all the home runs on the Indians. Doesn't mean they necessarily hit the bulk of them with the Indians.
Yes.
So who are those 3 Cleveland Indians to hit 300 or more, I would assume, right, Sammy? 300 or more home runs.
Don't add anything to it because you're confusing people.
So 3 Indians, 300 home runs during the 1990s.
3 of the 11 major league batters to hit 300 home runs during the 1990s that have played for the Indians. That's the question.
Uh-oh.
Do we have a call? No. I don't think anybody's going to get in on this because they're not understanding the question.
So let's change the question. Pick something else. We'll get something different. Throw it up on the board.
Trivia died tonight. That didn't work. People didn't understand the question, I guess. I thought it was fairly clear.
It's not rocket appliances.
Yeah.
300 home runs. That's all it was.
So let's hit this quarterback hierarchy a little bit. If you don't mind, Sammy, could I start real quick?
Take it and run.
All right. So tier 1, we got obviously, you got Montana, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. I agree with that a lot. The problem I have is that Drew Brees isn't in tier 1. So here's the thing. Brees has done everything Peyton and Brady have done in the same time or less, except he's won 1 less Super Bowl than Peyton. But I can argue that Peyton really didn't win his last one with Denver. It kind of feels a bit arbitrary to put him in here below. I just can't help but think if Drew Brees weren't 6'4", that he wouldn't in tier 1 with the exact same stats. Even then, like, I guess I can't argue that's wrong. It's just kind of questionable. I just would put Drew Brees
Hold
in
on.
tier
Brendan
1.
Holmes, if you know this answer, you need to call in because I think he might.
He does.
Um,
One of the guys didn't play for the Tribe in the 90s. But they did.
Nope.
Johnny Unitas and Dan Marino in tier 2. I agree with.
Oh, I get it. Yeah. Sorry.
I put Roger Staubach in tier 2, and I'd also put Aaron Rodgers in tier 2. Tier 3, Brett Favre, Otto Graham, John Elway, Staubach. I like that. Kurt Warner, that's a big question mark in tier 4 because he was just a great game manager and he was on the greatest show on turf, sure, but I just don't think he's tier 4. I think he's tier 5 or below. I mean, Terry Bradshaw, Bart Starr, Steve Young, that's all right. Jim Kelly, Fran Tarkenton, Russell Wilson, Troy Aikman, Warren Moon, and Roethlisberger. I'd take Ben Roethlisberger out of there, honestly.
Did Warren Moon even win one?
I'll fact check. I don't
who?
believe so.
Warren Moon, what do you mean win one? Win a Super Bowl?
Yeah, I don't think he won one, did he?
Let's see.
I'm
fact checking now.
What do you think?
I know
Warren
Kelly
Moon.
didn't.
Right.
No, Warren Moon never won a Super Bowl. No.
Yeah, so
No, he
there's
didn't.
that's a tough thing, and that's one of the problems. That's one of the problems with having Marino so high is the fact that he doesn't take the team over the hump.
Warren Moon won his first Super Bowl ring in 2014 as a broadcaster for the Seattle Seahawks.
I do like Fran Tarkenton in tier 5. I don't think that Fran Tarkenton gets the due he's deserved. But
No,
tier
he
5
doesn't.
seems about right. Honestly, if I'm gonna put a quarterback into tier 5, I'd probably throw Randall Cunningham in there. To be honest with you,
I don't know
I'd throw
how he's
Randall
not on this list. I don't know how he's not on this list.
And another
Yeah,
quarterback
you're
I'd
right.
probably throw into tier 5, honestly, would be Eli Manning. Eli Manning beat the Patriots twice.
For that. There really
Damn.
is.
There's a case for Eli, man.
There is. He's the Patriot killer.
He's the Patriot killer, and he had great seasons until kind of the downward spiral of his career when stuff started to kind of fall apart in New York. I mean, when your only weapon is Odell Beckham Jr., I mean, you can only throw to him so many times a game without having another person to throw to. I mean, honestly, Plaxico Burress, I mean, the dude shot himself in the leg, but quite literally and figuratively. But I don't know. I'd throw Eli in there and I'd take Ben out. I
can't take Ben out though. You
No,
can't.
as much as I want to, I agree with Sammy.
Like if you're gonna remove anybody on that list,
Don't you say it.
are you?
Don't
are
you say it. Are
Russell
you gonna
Wilson?
say? Are you really gonna say him?
Yeah. If I'm
How?
gonna remove anybody, it's gonna be him.
How? Russell, I
Like-
mean, don't get me wrong. Dan Marino was a top. He was like the passing machine, but he never won a Super Bowl.
And it's a crime that Joe Namath isn't on there.
Yes, it is. You're 100% right
a-
on
Yeah,
that.
but you know what? I could be wrong, but I know that I've looked at his stats. Joe Namath doesn't have like mind-blowing stats throughout his career. Like he has 1 year where he says we're going to go to the Super Bowl and win, and he called it, and he made a full career out of that. Joe Namath was
Yeah.
okay. He was okay. Like he was
Broadway Joe.
he was a top 4 or 5 in the league. All of his stats, and you guys can double check that. I'm pretty sure that's where he was. So here's where I'm going to go. I'm going to start from tier 1. Tier 1 is completely wrong, and I'm going to tell you why. Tier 1 should be one player, and that's Tom Brady. Those other 2 players have nothing on Tom Brady. He's the best to ever do it. Period. He's better than Cool Joe. He's better than Peyton. I love Peyton. So that automatically drops everybody down a tier. I would put Joe Montana on the same par. I would put him on par with Drew Brees, Unitas, Marino. Peyton Manning, I actually would probably drop down to tier 3. I think Peyton Manning is absolutely on par with Brett Favre, Elway. That's Staubach, right? And then
Roger Staubach.
Who is that? That's Otto Graham. Excuse me.
Yes. Oh my gosh! How did you disrespect?
Listen, I'm not even going to pretend to know anything about Otto Graham's playing style. All I know Otto Graham for is what statistics he had. He was a good quarterback, okay, because he played in black and white. I wasn't watching football at that time. So Otto Graham gets to stay there just based on that. The next tier, you know what? Bradshaw actually probably has to get moved up because
I'll be right back, guys. Sorry about that.
So maybe move Bradshaw up and Elway down.
Okay.
Okay.
I like that.
Aaron Rodgers belongs there. Steve Young belongs there. Kurt Warner, I would bump down to the next tier. Jim Kelly, I leave him there. Fran is Tarkenton, okay. Westbrook, Wilson. I don't know why I keep saying Westbrook. Wilson, I would leave him on the list as much as I don't think he's a great quarterback. He does have a Super Bowl win. Troy Aikman is better than anybody on that bottom half. So I would probably move him up with Steve Young and Aaron Rodgers. Warren Moon, same deal. He belongs where he's at. And Ben Roethlisberger. Yeah. Ben Roethlisberger might have a case to be on tier 3.
I don't know, man. In my opinion, Roethlisberger's just missed too much of his career.
Listen, put your hate for him aside for 1 second.
Okay.
When they're good, when they win Super Bowls, it is on him. It's only when he's playing well. They've never had an overwhelming, wide receiving cast. They never, they always have running backs that are good in Pittsburgh. They leave Pittsburgh and they're not worth a damn. Roethlisberger, all things considered, one of the best to ever do it. I mean, that's so. I would definitely. I think Roethlisberger belongs on the same tier as Favre and Graham and Staubach, and Elway. Elway got 2, right? So,
I believe he did.
Yeah. So I think that tier 3 should be Brett Favre, Otto Graham, Elway, Staubach, Bradshaw, Roethlisberger. Then I would put tier 4. Tier 4 is good. Tier 4 is good.
So here's my question. Here's my question for you. Given the breadth of his work and statistics and everything, why do you keep Aaron Rodgers in tier 4?
Aaron Rodgers has shown flashes of greatness. Okay. Yeah. He never seems to carry it year to year. He's like top level for a year.
Nope.
Then he's good, or he gets hurt. Then he comes back and he's top level. Then he comes back the following next year. He's good. You know what I mean? It's just I can't even think of a time where first of all he plays with Tom Brady, so he's never even been the best quarterback in the league.
Okay.
That's Rodgers is an interesting is interesting, and you know what Packers quarterbacks in general are, because Brett Favre. I don't know that Brett Favre is tier 3. You know, Brett Favre is another one. Like, just go, drop back and throw that thing as far as you can, and get taken out of trouble by having super fast receivers. Now, he's tough. He's tough. It's not like you can't match his toughness.
No, Aaron Rodgers is one of the toughest quarterbacks to play football. I mean, didn't he break something in the Super Bowl and just keep playing? Wasn't like his clavicle or something?
A-Rod?
So
Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
I've
thought he broke
noticed
his clavicle and kept playing.
I've noticed a trend with not just Sammy, but both of you. It seems to me that if you have talent around you, you can't be considered good or great or elite. You have to have mediocre players and turn them into good, great, or elite players.
Yes.
So
that's what makes you the best. That's how you know you're the best.
Well, in my mind, Brian,
I mean, it's assembling a team where everybody in the NFL, everyone has X amount of cap space.
Okay, Ryan, off the top of your head, I want you to name 4 Patriots receivers, even though they've won all these Super Bowls. Go.
Julian Edelman, Randy Moss. Wait, are you talking about current, past?
And any Super Bowl winning receivers. Go ahead.
Julian Edelman, Randy Moss. Oh,
that's it.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so, and even Julian Edelman, where is Julian Edelman good? Where is he good other than New England?
I hate you.
The only other place he would be good is with Aaron Rodgers. That's the only other place, or with Drew Brees.
So
one of those guys.
They're at fault. You're saying they're at fault for having a good quarterback to throw them the ball, and then they're at fault for having too good of a receiver to throw the ball or hand the ball off to. Because you're basically saying
it's proven already, Ryan.
What's proven?
When receivers leave the Patriots, they're not worth a damn. That's one of the things with Ben Roethlisberger. That's why you have to jump him. He's not tier 5. Yeah, he's tier 3. He really has a case to be tier 2, because wide receivers in Pittsburgh look like all pro receivers. They play for any other team in the league, and they're awful. They're junk. They're trash.
Yeah, we saw it with Santonio Holmes. We've seen it with Mike Wallace.
Yeah, Mike Wallace is giant.
Antoine Randall.
Catch a cold.
Yeah,
it's bad. I hate him. I hate him because of who he plays for. But Ben Roethlisberger is elite.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing there. But what I'm saying is, it's like it's either they're good because they have receivers around them, but it's
the Phil Jackson thing. It's the Phil Jackson conundrum.
Right. I mean, I get that, but that's a coach. In my opinion.
How do you think a quarterback is?
A quarterback?
He's an on-field coach. If you've never been able to do it without talent surrounding you, I will always doubt your accomplishments.
But you're degrading the talent of what these quarterbacks have helped make them. So that's their fault?
If the wide receivers were good when they left that team, then it wasn't just the quarterback. Guess what? Jerry Rice was Jerry Rice no matter where he played.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so all right. So elite receivers no matter where they played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who? I mean, yeah. Jerry Rice.
Oh, Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, Terrell Owens, Tim Brown, DeAndre Hopkins is going to show that this year.
That's an assumption. 100%.
I mean, there are plenty. There.
So you named 3 more than my 2 wide receivers for New England. Just so you know.
What? New England has 6 Super Bowls. You could have picked 6 teams of wide receivers and picked any of them. I'm saying I can rattle some off. I mean, hell, they even had Tom Brady is so good. They had a guy that played both sides of the ball that he was throwing the ball to in Ty Law.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
Yeah.
because he was so good. I think that's because they were so beaten down at what was that defensive back?
Yeah, no, Ty Law is a defensive back.
That's what I'm
played
saying.
He played wide receiver
There
with,
you go.
with Tom.
Yeah, so Randy Moss in Oakland, Andrew.
Yeah,
brings
but
up a great
Randy Moss
point.
was a Hall of Famer in Minnesota. So
And he had
he was a
Dante
Hall of Famer in
Culpepper throwing
Minnesota
at
and a
him.
Hall of Fame- He was a Hall of Famer in Minnesota and a Hall of Famer in New England. So he's
Okay,
established. Like there's no argument there.
But he just brings up a good point. He's in Oakland. He's established.
I mean, I would hardly say that he was a clown in Oakland. I mean, his first year in Oakland, I mean, he caught 60 passes for 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns. I mean,
Yeah, he just got in trouble a lot. That's all.
yeah.
Now,
I mean-
Brett Favre doesn't have a great receiving core. The one person on this list who always has good receivers is Drew Brees. And that's not you can't argue that. Drew Brees is always stocked at wide receiver, and he always has a running back that he can throw to. So that's why his numbers are so pumped up. Drew Brees plays like in a West Coast like a Big 12-esque offense, which is why I never give him credit because he throws 100 times a game. So whatever. People love Drew Brees. I don't. Never have.
So why do we give Peyton Manning credit? I mean, that dude had Edgerrin James, he had Marshall Faulk, he had Marvin Harrison, he had Reggie Wayne, he had Dallas Clark. He had Pollard.
What did any of those guys do when they left Minneapolis or Indianapolis? Nothing.
Well, Marshall Faulk.
No,
was
Marshall
still
Faulk,
great.
you're right. But what did Edge do? What did Marvin Harrison do? What did Reggie Wayne do?
I don't think
Nothing.
either of them ever left.
Right. I'm pretty sure they retired from Indy.
Well, Marvin
Yeah, I'm
Harrison
pretty sure that-
he got arrested.
I'm pretty sure.
Reggie Wayne got traded to the Dolphins, I believe.
Did he really?
Yep.
I don't remember that.
All right. So my question for you guys, I genuinely believe Tom Brady has a tier of his own.
Yeah.
no,
that's
no,
what I
man,
said.
no.
Yeah,
Reggie Wayne
it's
played his
Tom
whole career
Brady.
with the Colts. Reggie Wayne played his whole career with the Colts.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. But Tom
So,
Brady,
it's Tom Brady and then everybody else.
correct. In every way, shape, or form, as much as I hated over the last 20 years of my life and still continuing to watch him, I don't want to, it was just dominance. Like, I don't want to use that term.
Brendan
but
Blum, you're right. It wasn't Ty Law. It was Troy Brown. I had that mixed up. It was Troy Brown that played both ways. Ty Law was one way player.
But Brady dominated the NFL for most of the last 20 years. I know
Brady has done more with less talent than any quarterback ever will in history.
Hey, so question. This just came to mind. How many rings does Brady have?
6, right? Isn't that
How many
6?
rings does MJ have?
Oh yeah, they're the goats, man. They're
No.
the goats.
I know they're the GOATs, but how many rings? He has 6 rings as well, right?
Yeah.
Do you think Tom Brady's prolonging his career to have 7? To say he has the most championships?
Listen, Tom Brady is prolonging his career because if he can win one by the grace of God this year and punch one through with Tampa Bay, then he no longer is chained
What up, Matt?
to Bill Belichick.
So, okay. So,
Well, if that's the case, Ryan, he's going to need to prolong his career another 10 years because I wouldn't be Jordan I was chasing for rings. It'd be Bill Russell. The dude's got 11.
Yeah, but nobody thinks Bill Russell's the best to ever
but
do it.
so that I guess that's really, yeah. So I get what you're saying, Tom, and you're right. You're absolutely right. But
And I'm not
I
saying
mean,
Bill Russell's the best.
when
ever.
you
I'm just
think
saying
of
in terms of rings.
right, but if you think about the greatest, players to ever play a sport,
Montana have 2?
Joe Montana?
I think so. Let's see, Joe Montana, Super Bowl wins. Here we go.
Joe Montana
Won
has
four. He's got a 4-piece.
He's got 4.
Got the
Okay.
quad.
4
but-
because he won Super Bowl MVP 3 times. Yeah.
Right. So, but yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
I was just,
who else? You know who has 3 rings is Steve Young.
yes. Who is
And
that?
Drake because he has that song.
Who is, by the way, a 3-ring Super Bowl quarterback is tier 4 on this list. And this is what, per ESPN, I think it is? Is that what? No. No. This one says
Oh, you know what, though?
jetsnation.com,
You know what,
but I
though?
think it's from
Um,
NFL. Is NFL top 10.
Here's the problem, though. I think 2 of Steve Young's rings are because he's
Thank
the
you,
backup
Andrew.
to Joe Montana. So those
Yeah.
don't.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
those
good point.
Yeah, those don't count.
No,
So Steve
right.
Young has 1.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
Steve Young realistically won one Super Bowl. He
Right.
was part of 3, but he won 1. You know what I mean? Like,
So are there? I mean, I don't know if we already talked about it. So what do you guys? I mean, one quarterback I don't see on here. In
Sammy Baugh.
No, but Tom's gonna love me for this because based on talent and career
No, you
accomplishment.
can't put him on
I know
there.
where you're going with this.
Yeah.
He never won a damn thing.
You're right.
Never
You're right.
won a damn thing. You can't put him on there.
Hey, guess what? In tier 2, there's a man that never won a damn thing either.
Yep, except that man holds records for passing.
Man, I'm telling I Michael Vick.
Is
So audience, I know we got whatever 10 or 15 people watching. Since we're here, does the audience think? There you go, Ricky. Does the audience think Vic should be at least a low tier 5?
if you want to
'Cause-
get rid of Wilson,
Let's see. No.
Well, see, here's the thing with Michael Vick. He set the single season rushing record for a quarterback.
And he was
He
which means
at
nothing.
one time, I don't know if he still holds it, but he had 6,100 career rushing yards, which is most for a quarterback all time, which is above Warren Moon, who also never won a Super Bowl.
yeah, I mean,
will tell you this right
if-
now,
so who's better, Warren Moon or Michael Vick?
Michael Vick. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why Michael Vick is better than Warren Moon. Because Michael Vick transformed 2 franchises. He transformed them.
You stop that, Tom. You stop
He
that.
transformed
right
the
now,
Atlanta
Tom.
Falcons. He made them relevant
You tried
again.
to tell me he transformed that damn Eagles team.
He transformed them from a traditional offense into a running-based offense that highlighted the
How did
talents
that go?
of
for
Brian
them?
Westbrook and LaShawn McCoy.
How did that go for them?
It didn't go too bad. They didn't win anything, but I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't go too bad. They weren't laughable
it.
anymore.
But I mean, there's actually 2 quarterbacks
changed the
on this
game.
top 5
Donovan
list
McNabb is
that
not
never
better
won a
than
Super Bowl.
Or Michael Vick is not better than Donovan
Anymore.
McNabb as a quarterback. He's not.
I don't. I mean, I guess the way I look at it is, if I
You
had to
think Michael Vick-
in their prime, in their prime, if you had to choose between Michael Vick and Donovan McNabb, who are you taking?
In their prime, I'm taking McNabb because I want a quarterback.
Listen, my mother I have to interrupt. My mother just chimed in, and we all know this answer. She says, I think Michael Vick was involved in dogfighting. Yes, Mom, he was. You're right. He wasn't the greatest human being in the world,
No,
but
he
this
doesn't belong
is
on the list. He's not. He's not
based
even
on
he's not even
talent
the best
and
mobile
career
player.
accomplishments.
Not even the
Ben
best. mobile
Roethlisberger raped women.
Yes, Ben Roethlisberger raped women. I'm sure we could go and dig and find out something all these guys did wrong, but
Brett Favre sent a picture of his pecker to his publicist. I mean,
Perfect.
we can do
Right,
that. Like,
right. But I still believe Mike Vick is a low tier 5. I do. He
I
was
would-
a
I-
transcendent quarterback.
Vick's
He
not, first of all, Vick's not a better
changed
quarterback
the
than Randall
league.
Cunningham. He's not a better quarterback than Donovan McNabb. He's
Man.
probably not a better quarterback than Steve McNair.
Ooh, bold statement, Cotton. Bold
I-
statement, Cotton.
So then, I mean, is those 3? Do you think there's anyone on the bottom, minus Russell Westbrook? Or see, I just
Wilson.
did what you did. Minus him, between Vic. Well, obviously you're out with Vic, but McNair. Do you think McNair should be on this list?
No, no way in hell. No way in hell.
McNair, if anybody belongs on that list, it would be Donovan McNabb. And
Oh, Matt Keene does bring up a great point. Sorry
Yeah,
to cut you
well,
off down there, Tom. I'll take
here's
it
the
away.
thing I'll say about that, Matt, and if I may, real quick here, Sammy, I'm sorry, man, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I've heard this argument a lot.
Look at Rich. He had a helmet on his backer.
Yeah, Chip Kelly was the coach, but Chip Kelly was a college coach that was trying to make it work in the NFL. And I'm going to tell you right now, that doesn't translate all the time too well, but Michael Vick made it work for the most part. Michael Vick was able to run the concepts that Chip Kelly wanted to bring over from Oregon. So I'm going to tell you right now, just from that standpoint, they may have been set in Philly because they had Chip Kelly as the coach, but they needed someone to execute that Madden style offense, and Michael Vick could do that. You know damn well if Donovan McNabb was trying to run that offense, it wasn't going to work.
Keen 10-6 and made the playoff. Raja says you're high, Sammy. Just so
I mean, I
you
can
know.
listen. Michael Vick is the most entertaining quarterback to watch of all time. Michael Vick was a piss poor passer, and all you had to do at that time was load up the box. That's how you stopped him.
Yeah, man, no, I don't. No. God,
Yes.
no. Vic changed the way. Vic brought in people like Cam Newton and people like Lamar Jackson.
Listen,
they've just raised it a level up from
that's
him.
Not the truth, dude. Cam Newton is nothing like Michael Vick. Nothing. Cam Newton is more akin to Donovan McNabb. Really, Cam Newton is probably his best comparison professionally is like
Dante Culpepper.
No, even he's like Ben Roethlisberger. They're big ass quarterbacks that can run you over and throw the ball. They're not going to break an 80-yard run on you. Dante Culpepper's another one. What was he, like a 3-year wonder? But he had a run.
Yeah.
Run.
Hey, guess what? Nick Saban, dude, we all love, wanted Dante Culpepper instead of Drew Brees in Miami, and that worked out real swell for him.
That's because Drew
God,
Brees, you guys forget, is my height. So nobody believed that guy was gonna be able to sling the ball like that. But
Drew Brees is the most disrespected quarterback of all time. He's the most disrespected.
Drew Brees is, and he's going to continue to get disrespected by me. Drew Brees is a modern age professional system quarterback.
Would you say that if Drew Brees was 6'4"?
I would say that if he did it in any other offense than that gimmicky shit that they run.
So you're telling me if Drew Brees was in Green Bay, if he was in New England, if he was in Pittsburgh, that he would not have close to identical or better stats than he has in the offense he's running right now?
If Drew Brees played in Pittsburgh, we're not even talking about him. If Drew Brees played in Green Bay, it probably works. They run a type of offense that's going to cater to him. Absolutely not with New England.
You don't think?
But see, the thing is, it's not like these players didn't come out of college with similar capabilities. So a team like New England would never draft Drew Brees.
Drew Brees was on the Chargers, and they believed in him so much that they drafted another quarterback because he was an undersized quarterback with a shoulder injury.
Oh, I hate you.
But here's the thing, though. That year, they also had the first overall pick in the draft, and they had Eli Manning coming out. You know what I mean? If the Chargers had the third overall pick
of game managers than deal with Drew Brees.
Sure, but what I'm saying is if the Chargers had the third overall pick, let's say, I don't think they give up on Drew Brees. Because just the fact of the matter is if you look at that draft that year, number 3 overall, let's say they had the third overall pick, you're looking at Larry Fitzgerald. And imagine pairing Larry Fitzgerald with LaDainian Tomlinson and Drew Brees.
It would have been wonderful. That would have been a wonderful pair up. I don't think they believed in him. And I think his shoulder injury is what sent him ultimately out of there. But
it definitely is.
He was undersized 100%. With a shoulder injury, and he just fell into the right. It's like Kurt Warner. He fell into the right offense. It just worked. Like Kurt Warner had Isaac Bruce and Torrey Holt and Marshall Faulk. I mean, my God, all you have to do is just be a NFL quarterback, and you're getting those guys the ball. Not to mention, he probably has the best offensive lineman to ever play football on that team in Orlando Pace.
Now,
So
the one thing though, Sammy, like I kind of don't agree with you on, like when you say Kurt Warner, don't forget, like,
God. Listen,
Kurt Warner in Arizona. I mean, there were a couple years there was one year he threw for over 4,500 yards. Another year he threw 2 other years he threw for over 3,700. I mean, he wasn't a bad quarterback when he went somewhere else, dude, and he wasn't that bad in New York. I mean, he played 10 games and he had like 2,500 pass yards.
He was average. I mean, Kurt Warner's just not elite. Like Kurt Warner always had great friggin' teams around him. He's another one.
Oh, he did have good teams around him. He absolutely had good teams around him. But he did go to the. I mean,
people forget about the Giants. Kurt Warner, like that
Right.
dude. That dude showed his true colors.
Well, I mean, he was also playing bridge for Eli Manning, though, too. You know what I mean? He was never in their long-term plan. Let's be honest. He was brought in to help Eli along in New York. Because seriously, I mean, that he was traded mid-season, and then Eli started.
Gentlemen, there's one of these in the room
I bet there is.
that we're all.
Dude, I've been trying
forgetting-
to lose weight. Don't call me that anymore, man.
That we're all
Come on.
forgetting about Drew Brees. Where does Drew Brees play?
New Orleans,
In what?
the NFC South.
In a dome. You're getting
In
at
a
what
dome.
Billman said.
In
In
a
a
dome,
dome.
in a controlled environment year round. So that right there is another reason why his numbers are just so ridiculously pumped up. I mean,
It's so you're now you're criticizing him because of where he plays. Not only the team
what
he's
do you
on,
think this
but
is?
where he plays.
What do you think this is?
Well, here's
When
a
you get-
here's a fun
when
stat
you
for
get-
you, Sammy.
When you get to that
Let me throw
level,
something out for you. Yeah, he plays in a dome, but he's won 52% of his games in a dome, and outside of a dome, he's won almost 60% of his games.
okay, the
Um,
statistics for his yards and passing yards and touchdowns and all that are going to be pumped up by playing inside. You're going to see that. You're going to see that with dome quarterbacks. I mean, it's a controlled environment. You know what I mean? So does Drew Brees do that in New England? No, he doesn't. No. First of all, he doesn't work in that offense. I don't believe for 1 second that he's going to work in that offense.
his QBR is a 90. I ripped.
He's not a bad quarterback.
Outdoor,
I'm not saying that
92.
he doesn't belong on the tiers.
Okay.
He's not like. So this is what I'm saying. When you get to this point, when we're talking about all these quarterbacks, you have to take in these mitigating factors, and this is what is separating them.
Hey, Roger
But
throws out a
don't-
question,
don't-
Sammy.
Huh?
Roger throws out a question. Name a great QB without great receiver. Sam Torres.
Thomas Brady.
Not every year, though. Not every year.
If he won 1 year with those receivers, he should have his name on Mount Rushmore. And he did.
But when he didn't. Last year was probably the worst wide receiving core New England Patriots had, and they didn't win.
He has won.
A good quarterback without great
Julian
receivers.
Edelman as his
Matthew
primary
Stafford.
receiver. Chris Hogan.
Who's the variable you keep forgetting about because he doesn't have the WR on it?
Rob Gronkowski.
Oh yeah, he had Gronk.
Gronk was the safety net. Gronk was probably one of the best tight ends in the game, and probably might be about this year too.
Raja, I can name a pretty damn good quarterback without great receivers, and his name's Matthew Stafford. Stafford, make no mistake, is a good quarterback.
He had one of the
He
best
never won
receivers in the game, though, at one point in time.
But he hasn't had him for damn near 6 years, maybe longer. But he's still a good quarterback. I mean, Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford's nothing to sneeze at, man. I mean, I'd take Matt Stafford over a couple quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, honestly.
Right. Ryan Leaf-headed don't. Ricky.
I mean, the
Deweese.
dude's only thrown for less than. The dude's only
Rick,
thrown
I
for
hate
less
you,
than.
Ricky.
Hey,
Dude's only thrown for less than
Roger Moore brings up a good point. He
4,000 yards twice.
Yeah, Megatron.
Yeah, but Roger Moore brings up Megatron. Megatron's probably the best, one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah, Raj, but what I'm saying is he's still good even without Calvin Johnson. I mean, just 2 years ago, the dude threw for 4,500 yards and like 30 touchdowns, and he didn't have Calvin Johnson.
All right, so towards the end of the show, I do want to get to this next topic. We got one more topic left that I did want to cover because I think it's kind of interesting. So as everyone knows, the NFL came out with new uniforms. This is going to be like a quick
quick little punter grunt
type thing. So let me bring it up. No, of course. Let's see.
P.S. Wes Welker only became a name because he played with Tom Brady.
That's damn true. That is damn.
You just got to throw crap in there right at the last minute, don't you? Like I can't even really argue it. But anyways, so the Buccaneers, what was it? The Bucks. Let me read it. Let's see. The Rams, Bucks, Falcons, Browns, Chargers, and Patriots all came out with new jerseys this year. So we're going to quickly roll through them. The Buccaneers, I don't know how clear that is on your guys' end, but they came out with the new jerseys. I do like the I want to call this a color rush on the right-hand side, number 14.
Yeah, I like
I
the
know.
color rush.
Yeah, I like the color rush. Obviously, the main jersey here, it ain't really changed that much. It's about the same. And then the white on white, I think they ran with that last year. I think they tweaked the logo a little bit, but
Well, they changed the numbers big time.
Right,
They
the
changed
numbers
big time.
Right, so the numbers changed. I mean, I like them, but I don't see a big difference. But I've never liked the Bucks that much. Their jerseys, never been a fan. We'll get into my new favorite. I'll never be the fan of them, but I love them. So, what do you guys think? Punter grunt on the Buccaneers. Well, wait, hold on. The Tampa Bay Gronkaneers.
I'm punting. You know why? Because this is the perfect time that they should have brought back the tangerines, baby. Bring back them ugly tangerines.
Oh, wait. I think they did.
Morgan on the side of their helmet, baby. Let's see it.
Let me see if I can bring up an image.
I'm actually going to grunt on them because it brings me back to when the Buccaneers had like Dexter Jackson and Brad Johnson and they won the Super Bowl. They got rid of a lot of ugly stuff.
No, you think you're going to get away with those are the two names you're going to pull on that damn Super Bowl? Brad Johnson.
Oh, I'm sorry. Simeon Rice, Warren Sapp.
Work
done.
For Christ's sake, Tom.
No, I was never a Warren Sapp guy. I just never liked him. But I like Dexter Jackson a whole hell of a lot.
Let's see.
Wasn't Work done their running back? Work done?
Yeah, I just said Work done.
There you go, Sammy.
Yeah, I like Alstott. He was good.
Listen, if they go back to those, I'm all about it, baby.
Those kind of look like what is it?
Tennessee Volunteers.
Yeah, the Tennessee Volunteers. Yes, it does. Especially with the stripes on the white ones, right here.
Yeah.
The red. I think the red. I don't know. It's a little hard to tell, but
those are
like
sharp.
the Volunteers.
Love them.
He said they wanted to buy NFL was only lying in one helmet. All right, so next one on the agenda, if I can access. Give me a second. Who we got next. So the Chargers. They have quite a different variety.
They are sharp.
They don't look like they changed that much to me. I don't know. I can't really tell. I don't know. They look about the same to me.
It's not a drastic change. There's some minute changes, but I'm going to grunt on those. I really like them. Those are sweet, especially the color rush.
I'm grunting on the Chargers in general. They have had for years. They have had one of the sharpest uniforms in the NFL.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Super Bowl champs 2021. I'm assuming he's referring to the Buccaneers, but I don't know.
No, he's talking about the Chargers.
Is he? All right.
Yeah.
All right.
With old Tyrod Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing would make me feel better than to see Baker have to look at Tyrod Taylor win a Super Bowl. Boy, is that humble pie.
Chargers in the AFC, right? They're in the AFC.
Yeah,
How
AFC
interesting would that be? Like a wild card game, Tyrod versus Baker.
That'd be crazy.
That would be interesting.
That'd be crazy.
All right. So I'm gonna punt. I don't think they changed that much. I don't really care for them. And I mean, I've never really liked the Chargers uniform. So moving into the new, which I don't know, that's kind of interesting to me. Tom Brady's gone, and they changed their uniforms.
Before we end this, I'm gonna end this right now because I still cannot believe that nobody got the answer. So the answer to the trivia question. The answer to the trivia question for everybody paying attention. Name 3 of the 11 Major League Baseball batters to hit 300 home runs in the 1990s that have played on the Cleveland Indians.
Can I answer?
The answers are
Matt Williams, Juan Gonzalez, and Albert Bell.
And Albert Bell.
All 3 of those players have played on the Indians. And all 3 of those players hit 300 home runs during the 1990s. That was the answer. So next time our trivia question will be, what's your favorite color?
Right. You had me. I was going to say something, but that was way better than what I was going to say. What color are the Cleveland Browns? What is the predominant color? Hey, what we'll do, though, next time when we'll do double or nothing on some trivia. That way, whoever wins next, they'll get a water bottle and a coffee cup. So go from there. But going into the Patriots, they changed the letters. It looks like the letters are a little bit bigger on the backside of them. I think there a lot of whoever's designing these. I'm getting like the collegiate level football field. You know, I'm gonna punt. I don't think there's much of a difference. Tom,
I'm gonna punt because all I can see here is the Florida Atlantic Patriots. You know, if you're a college football fan, Florida Atlantic University Owls.
Yep.
Same exact thing.
Punt.
Sammy don't even want to talk about it. Next.
No, there's just not enough there. These are sharp, man.
My new favorites.
These
are sharp. I love it. Almost looks like the jerseys are a flat color instead of having the sheen like we're so used to. And those helmets, you can't really depict it, but I guess they're going to be a metallic blue as well. So, that's a little bit of college because like the Buckeyes with their
the only thing Oregon, I don't like about the Rams, and those jerseys are sharp. Don't get me wrong. Is those helmets look like that ugly ass school up north?
Sammy,
Joe Rich asked, who are the 3 best coaches at Lakeside High School football? Timmy Tallbacker.
What?
Todd Bruni, Van McReath. Let it ride.
First of all, there's the coach with the best winning record in Lakeside history. Jay, if you don't like it, go play soccer.
And I'll give it to you, Rich. I mean, coming from the Hogs is what I do believe used to call it back in the day. And if Matt Keene's on here, I'm sure he might co-sign. But the Hogs, I'll give Rich. Rich was my boy, and Coach Johnson was the man. I love Coach. Yes, he was almost my uncle, but he's not. You know, but I love Johnson when he went nuts in the locker room and broke the bar. I can't remember who we were playing, but that was great. So.
Coach Brad Johnson could spit chew in your face and still have you ready to run through a wall for him. That is a special man right there.
Yeah.
Dude, he was my elementary school gym teacher. And I remember him just spitting into a cup when he was teaching us the Macarena. Like legitimately, real story.
Listen, he took our game film from Riverside the year before my senior year and beat it with a friggin' mop handle just completely wrecked it. And Corlew was so pissed off at it, but guess what? We went out there and tried to kill those guys.
Right. Yep. Yeah, Roger Moore says all good. My wife is chiming in like she played football, but that's cool. I'll take it. You know, it is what it is. Rich Corlew, all good. And I'll say all good. Goody was I think everyone loved Goody. You know, that one rolls. But so moving on real quick. The Browns, everyone's favorite.
I love
Cleveland Browns. I love them. It's a traditional look. I love the pinstripe, or not the pinstripe, but the
only thing
socks.
that they could have done is they could have made instead of white and the all white, they could have done orange pants. They could have had orange pants on one.
I hated that look when they did like the bright orange jersey. I hated it.
I don't like the jersey. I like the pants. I like the pants to be orange.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not a fan of the orange
I'm
pants.
punning. I like the ones we had, man. It's just a personal preference. It's just a personal preference. I really liked them because
I'm
they were
looking
new.
at
They
one.
were a little different. I mean,
Yeah,
you know, and that color rush is just so dope, man. Like, I love it.
We have it, dude. We
the
have
color,
it.
the
And I love
right,
the orange jersey.
hated it.
Because listen, man, Megan bought me this Nick Chubb jersey in orange. It's probably my favorite article of clothing I've ever owned, and it just grew on me instantly after that. And I think it's just a sentimental type thing, you know what I mean? But don't get me wrong, like these are nice. Like they're very nice. It brings me back to like the old like kind of the older times, you know, but I just still an affinity in my heart is still for the new old ones.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
I'm
the new ones are
I
nice.
love them. I love them. They go back to the original brown color, I do believe, and the helmets are back to the original orange. Sammy, and I hate you with a passion. You're such a tool bag. Didn't at one point in time the Browns run a game with orange on orange? Sammy, you could take the image down. We get it. We truly get
I
it.
think of your takes.
Yeah.
Both of you.
You know what, man? You know what?
And I think I got one more up here. Let's see. No.
We didn't get the Falcons.
Oh, let me bring that up real
God.
quick. I'll bring it up real quick. It'll take 2 seconds.
Yeah, the Falcons are sharp.
No, they're not. Falcons.
I like the Falcons.
I'm bringing it up right now. Give me 1 second.
You know who would look really good in that jersey? Michael Vick.
Oh, God.
I'll tell you that right now.
All right, let's see if I can. That's not the greatest one, but it will do. It's a jersey of Matt Ryan. I truly think it looks like something from the XFL. Just what it is.
I like it, but you know what?
I do too.
The Falcons have a sharp color scheme to begin with. So
yeah,
I mean they got the Chicago color scheme. All right. Anyways, I don't know. I feel like I missed one, but who cares at this point? It's already almost 10 after 10.
That's right.
I'm sick of talking to you guys. So I want to thank everyone that showed up on the show tonight. Honestly, we had almost, I think at one point in time, we were rocking almost close to 30 viewers towards the beginning of the show in the middle.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
amazing. Every night
Sweet.
we grow a little bit. We grow a little bit. We grow a little bit. One person I'm going to miss on here tonight. We didn't get to hear David Revis chime in on Sammy on how much of an idiot he thinks he is. So a little disappointed in that. Me and him may become best friends because I have I can agree on a lot of topics David has. So, but thank you guys so much for showing up. Again, we ran some new software tonight, so let us know what you guys think. If you guys have any, suggestions, we're always up for it. I think I did great. I'm the guy that kind of puts all the images up. It's just my opinion, though. That's all that counts.
the spelling could be better. The spelling could be
tonight. It went pretty well, minus Cleveland. My wife corrected me, and I did copy and paste everything from our agenda, so it went pretty smooth across the board. So thank you, Sammy. That worked out really well. Don't forget to like and share us on Facebook, and we are officially broadcasting live now on YouTube. So all of our stuff is going to be up on YouTube for everyone to review if you want to listen to it like a podcast, whatever it may be. So thanks again. This is Ryan Cole. I'm out for the night.
Listen, guys, we'll see you Saturday for another good show. If you have show topics, send it to the page. Sammy, I'm out of here.
Hey, guys, thank you so much for being with us. Definitely appreciate it. Thanks for sticking with us for the past few shows when it didn't go as smooth. Tonight went real great. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Sam. Hey, everything's coming up for on goal. Can't wait to see what happens. See you guys Saturday. It's Tom, and I'm out with my Deja Blue.
That's right, baby.
Here we go. Yeah, let's just get that off the screen.